What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. This is day number 3 of Worlds Testing. The first day we covered Night March, second day we covered Festive Ball Plume. And this time around we are covering the Trevenant Break deck. Now we saw this deck a couple weeks ago for Saturday tournament, and not much has changed. In the list that we originally saw, he played Crushing Hammers and Delinquent and a red card, but this list is a little bit different. I mean, Trevenant Break, Silent Fair does 30 everybody. Trevenant has the Forest Curse. If this Pokemon is active, your opponent can't play item cards, which is why it's so good. Tree Slam, 60 and 20 to 2 of your bench Pokemon, and 2 Shaymin. That's a whole deck right there. Now, some things that we added in, we took out the Crush Hammers, I took out the red card, Delinquent and stuff, added in 4 Bursting Balloons, which I think is amazing. I think this is going to help us win Night March like 100% of the way, because it's such a good trainer card, or just a good item card. It says this Pokemon, this card can be attached to one of your Pokemon. Discard at the end of your opponent's turn. It says if this Pokemon this card is attached to is on your active Pokemon and is damaged by an attack or by an opponent's attack, even if that Pokemon is knocked out, put 6 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon. And this was going to help us kind of manipulate the damage, do a ton of more damage fairly quickly with Bursting Balloon. Because if we Silent Fair then Bursting Balloon, we're technically doing 90 damage to the active Pokemon, which is really, really nice. And that's why we're playing 4 Blush Spoons. I think this is better than Crush Hammer. I know Crush Hammer was kind of in there for Dark and some other stuff. But I don't know. I don't like Crush Hammers too much in this deck. Now, we do play 1 Eco Arm, shuffle 3 tools from your discard pile back into your deck. And this way, you can reuse Burst Balloon or Head Ringer, which is really great as well to slow down your opponents. Alright. We play 3 Wally, try to get that turn 1 try, and of course Wally lets you fall on the first turn, no matter if it's the very first turn you put it down, you play it on a Phantump, whatever. If you go first, you can Wally into your trainer, which is really, really nice, to get that turn 1 item lock. Now, there's 2 cards in here, and see there's a little red circle on Ninja Boy. It is currently banned right now. I wish Ninja Boy was a banned. There's so many decks I want to try out, but Ninja Boy sadly is banned. But this card is so good in this deck. Choose one of your base Pokemon to play. Search deck for base Pokemon to switch with that Pokemon. Any touch cards, damage counters, special conditions, turns to play, and any other effects remain on the new Pokemon. Shuffle the first Pokemon into your deck. And the reason why it's such a good card is, let's say like turn 1, you put down a Shaymin, whatever, blah blah blah, you Wally to a Trevenant. Well, the next turn you get Ninja Boy, put the Shaymin back into your deck, get a Phantump, and then automatically evolve and Trevenant. It's not like you get a Shaymin off your field, so your opponent cannot Lysandre if you break out of the auto lock, which is really, really good. And also, you can reuse your Shaymins for later. I wish Ninja Boy was online. We sadly cannot test out this version of the deck, but if I was going to Worlds, if Worlds was tomorrow and I was playing Trevenant, this would be my personal list to try out for tomorrow if that was the case. Now, we sadly want to take out the 2 Ninja Boys, so we'll take out 2 Ninja Boys. And if you personally don't like Ninja Boys, you can maybe play Wobbuffet, but the thing about Wobbuffet is we don't play any Flowstones or anything, so you can't retreat the Wobbuffet, which is pretty bad. You can maybe play like a 4th in. And the reason why you're going to notice I play 3 in is because I expect a lot of item luck, a lot of best screen, a lot of Ball Plume with Trevenant to beat Night March and stuff like that. So I want to have way too easily beat this deck. So I'm going to put a 4th in here, sure. And I guess an 8th energy, because it doesn't run out of energy. So I guess that's what I play the 2 cards with. But I'd definitely play those 2 Ninja Boys, because it's such a good card. And everything else we know about this deck. We've seen it before a billion times. But like I said, I think if you play Trevenant, I think a lot of decks need to play more supporter cards. Just in case, I think best Ball Plume and Trevenant are going to be big to try to beat the Night March deck. So let's save it and let's go play 3 games with this deck like we've been doing. So your new deck trees has been saved. Let's go to Versus. We'll go over to, let's see, best one was yesterday. Let's click trees, and let's see what happens. We'll try to win 3 games with this deck. We're going to look for our opponent, and can we get that turn 1 Trevenant or not? Hopefully we have a little bit better setup than our Ball Plume deck. Now, Ball Plume does need to have a Stage 2 in play, while Trevenant doesn't really need one. We're playing against Turtle Star, playing a Psychic and a Colors deck. This could be a mirror match of Trevenant versus Trevenant. And Tails, we lost the coin flip, so we'll be going second. My opponent's going to choose who goes first. Alright, so over to our opponent's turn. Let's see what's going to happen. Alright, so we get no Pokemon. Or no basic, sorry, no basic. And if, okay, and then Vic Screen just coming down. I guess it must be a mirror match. We won't count that. We won't count that one first play. Or maybe my opponent was just so scared. Or maybe they had a really bad start. I'm not sure. It's impossible to tell. But we'll still play 3 games. That game doesn't count. But that does happen a lot while recording videos. Sometimes people just auto-concede. And, yep. That happens sometimes. But we'll try again. We're playing against a fire colors deck. Bow, I guess we'll call him. Playing a fire and a colors deck, and we won the coin flip. All right, can we get revenge against Volcanion or not? All right, so on our turn, what's going to happen? All right, so we're gonna mulligan, but they're going to see what the burst balloon, Team Flare Gun, Sycamore, all that stuff. All right, so we can do a hand of 7. No, we start with Shaymin, and like I said, if we played Ninja Boy, we can switch out Shaymin. But no, we start with it. Oh man, it does happen though. But man, we got 2 Trevenant breaks, 2 VS Seekers, a Psychic, and 2 Trainers Mail. Sorry, I didn't mean to say 2 VS Seekers. But there's a Finnegan and another Finnegan. So put down Phantump. Trainers Mail. Looking for a Wally. That could be really good. We won't grab anything. Well, Trainers Mail again. Ooh. We'll grab, I kind of want to grab Ultra Ball. Party wants to grab Sycamore as well. I'm thinking to grab Sycamore. Psychic, no, I'm just going to pass. Yeah, I'm fine with just passing. I don't attach Psychic Energy just yet, because my opponent could relicense it with Shaymin. That would be pretty much useless. So I'm just going to pass right now. Next turn, we'll put it down to Psychic Energy, retreat to Phantump. Maybe get that turn 1, get the turn 2 Trevenant, be A-okay. Especially against a deck like this that plays like Rare Candy and stuff. So we see Delphox break, 2 Escape Rooms, and a VS Seeker being discarded. Alrighty. So Flareon coming down onto the field. Alright, and it can use Flash Fire at turn. Once during turn before you attack, you may move a Fire Energy from one of your Pokemon to this Pokemon. Ultra Ball, go discard a Blacksmith and a Skyla. Going to get out a Shaymin-EX. Now the Shaymin are good for us because those are, we can knock this down, 4 turns, which, I know 4 turns seems like a lot of the promise. It's going to be okay. So Shaymin is set up for 6, or up to 6 cards, okay? And let's see, what does my opponent do now? Regardless, we have a Psychic Energy. We'll treat to Phantump. There's a Flash Fire, move a Fire Energy to that guy, and we'll probably see it pass onto our turn. We get a Bursting Balloon. Now, the Burst Balloon is going to be pretty much useless. My opponent's not going to attack us, but we'll Burst Balloon the Phantump. We'll Sycamore, discard our hand, draw 70 cards. Looking for a... Okay, we whiffed it. Wow. So we'll Headringer this guy. Yeah, we will just end our turn. Wow, that's very unfortunate. I mean, we could have touched Psychic Energy last turn, but like I said, I didn't want my opponent to use like Team Flare Gun, Crush Name or something, and discard the energy to pass onto our turn. Alright, so we get a Team Flare Gun. So I'm going to fire Psychic Energy this guy, retreat into the Phantump, and we'll use Ascension to get out a Trevenant. Now I'm going to say, I guess we could have ended. But my opponent didn't play anything, so maybe ending would have been bad, but maybe they're sitting a good hand. But onto our opponent's turn, let's see what's going to happen. Oh, man, look, our hand's so pretty right now. Score Strength coming down, okay. Discard a Fire Energy, draw 2 new cards. He can't knock us out this turn. There's a Fire Energy and both players shuffle the hand deck, get 6 new cards. Now, we need to find a way to get back our Trevenant breaks. But we could maybe attack with Tree Slam, but Tree Slam is not enough, really. So we see Ultra Ball, we can potentially get out Trevenant break if it's in our deck. Onto our turn, we get another Ultra Ball. Alright, so we can Ultra Ball discard 1, 2, Ultra Ball discard, I don't know. Ultra Ball discard, VS Seeker and a Trevenant. Ooh, okay, there's a break. That's good. We'll grab Trevenant break. We'll put that guy down. Thank you. We will Headringer Shaymin. We will put down Dimension Valley. I'm going to VS Seeker for a Sycamore. Discard our hand. Drawn 7 new cards. Alrighty. So there we go. Let's play Sycamore. Discard our hand. Drawn 7 new cards. Alright, so Psychic Energy. Okay, there's a Phantom. Put that down. And we could go for a Tree Slam to knock out the active, but I'd rather just Silent Fear, do 30 to everybody, and slowly start sending some knockouts. Next turn we can knock out double Finnegan. Alright, so our opponent's turn, they're going to draw a card. Now, what we could do next turn is Trevenant, Wally to break. No, break. There's no breaks in our deck. There's no breaks. We got a Trevenant, we got a Trainers Mail. We're looking for a Bursting Balloon. That could be really useful as well. But Lysandre, going to bring up Shaymin, okay. But what can my opponent do while he played his... Okay, he played his Lysandre. They need another VS Seeker to continue the Lysandre train. And let's see. Blaze Ball right now is do 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, which is... I mean, it could knock out a Shaymin, but he needs a switch. But he can't knock out a Trevenant break, so that's good. But let's see, what does our opponent have? Okay. But regardless, we got Trevenant. We can touch Psychic Trevenant. Try to find the Super Rod to show back in the Trevenant. and 2 Trevenant breaks. Alright, so another Fennekin hit the field, okay. And does opponent have a rare candy, Dale Fox, to help him draw cards? I think it's like Mystical Fire or something. Lets you draw to have 6 cards in your hand, which is pretty useful. But my opponent is putting down all the Fennekins. They can just easily lose the game via Seeker for a Sycamore for the next turn. But, I mean, that Lysandre is pretty much useless. There's a Bursting Balloon. We'll put down Trevenant. We will touch Psychic Energy. We will retreat into the Trevenant Break. Trainers Mail look at the top cards of our deck. We'll grab nothing. We could grab the end, but whatever. We'll Burst Balloon the active and Sycamore, discard our hand, drawn 7 new cards. Alrighty, still no Super Rod just of yet, but we will Sound Fury. We'll take 2 knockouts on the Fennekin and the Fennekin. I guess we already touched like energy, never mind. So we'll take 1 price card, getting T-Flagrant. Alright, we'll take a second price card, getting a Wally. Now let's see, if my opponent decides to attack us, they'll take 60 damage, have 50 left. We can then Tree Slam for the knockout, which would be very bad for my opponents. And we can actually take a knockout on this guy and knockout on this guy, which is, oh man, that would not be good for our opponent. But there we see Sycamore, discard their hand, drawn 7 new cards. And let's see, what can they find, what opponent attack, and even they, yeah, okay, there's a fighting to active. They're not even taking a knockout this turn if they Blaze Ball right now. And yeah, Blaze Ball, 430. He'll get hit for 60, going to 120. And like I said, what we can do now is we can put a Psychic Energy in the active. We can VS Seeker for an N. Oh, there's actually no N's in our discard pile. Okay, that's okay. I guess we'll grab Wally. We have to grab something, right? So we'll Wally into. Okay, there's a big screen. My partner realizes like, hey, you're gonna Tree Slam, knock out the active, knock out that guy, leave me with Shaymin, and pretty much lose the game from there. So there's game 1 with the Trevenant deck. But like I said, we'll play 3 games with this deck. So we'll quick play. We'll try again, and we'll see what happens in the next game. So quick play. There we go. Looking for opponent. And we are playing against LPF Swamp. We're playing a water and a colorless deck. Alright. So, we lost coin flip, I think, again. I think we went second in the first game as well. But my opponent's turn, they're going to set up, get 70 cards. Alright, so another Shaymin search. Alright, whatever. Alright, so opponent has no base Pokemon. We'll press done. Press Shaymin. Press done, and we'll see what happens, I guess. There's a Rough Seas, Max Potion, okay. Alright, so Rough Seas is where it makes things weird. Okay, so Greninja deck. Okay, so I think I'm fine with Greninja. I think I'm fine with Greninja. I'm not 100% sure. We do get 2 mulligan draws, which is very, very useful. Yes, and yes. Trainers Mail and a Psychic Energy. Those are Froakie. Alright, so we can touch Psychic Energy, put down D Valley, retreat to Trevenant and get the Trevenant on the first turn. There we see a Love Ball, and this will probably be okay. Get a Remoraid. Now the bad thing about Remoraid from my opponent is he won't be able to put his hand down to a low hand size in return. Water to the active, okay, and a pass on to our turn. But we can let's see. We actually have a couple of options. I'm gonna Ultra Ball, discard 1 and 2. I'm going to grab a Phantump, of course. Wow, we have 2 Trevenant price. So grab Phantump, put that down, play T-Flare, discard that Water Energy, Psychic Energy, retreat into the Phantump, put down D-Valley, and we will Ascension on the first turn. So that's a pretty good turn 1. We could have played Train as well, but we're really not digging for anything. So I'm just going to use an Ascension right now, get out of the Trevenant, and on to my opponent's turn. So yeah, that was a pretty good turn 1. Can't complain. Team Florida, discard a Water Energy. It makes it a little bit harder for my opponent to get knocked out. There's a Rough Seas coming down. Okay. And they do have a Frogadier in their hand. Now the question is, no Water Energy. Alright, so on our turn, we'll get a Phantump. We'll play Trainers Mail. And we will grab a Sycamore. Wow, that's a great card. So Sycamore, Phantump, Trainers Mail. We'll grab a Dimension Valley, and all we need now is a Psychic Energy. My opponent, it's going to be a Charles. So we'll put down the Dimension Valley. Put down the Trevenant Break, and we will Sycamore, discard our hand, draw 7 new cards. We will find a Psychic Energy or not, and there is a Psychic Energy. Oh my goodness. So put down a Psychic Energy, and we will do Silent Fear, doing 30 to everybody. Now, ooh, okay, this is not going good for my opponents. This is not going good for my opponent at all. Alright, can they find a Water Energy or not to use Water Duplicates, get out 3 Frogadiers, and there's a Freak Screen coming out. And that sometimes just happens. Your opponent just sees the game. They can't really do anything. Now, yeah, there we go. So we'll press done. We'll play one more game with the Trevenant Break, and we'll see what happens. Now, yeah, sometimes your opponent might just scoop in the middle of a match because they realize they just can't win, and that's what just happened. Their opponent's like, alright, I can't do anything. I'm just going to lose. don't have anything. You're gonna stop here, knock out my only Froakie or Frogadier. I think we could have. No, it had 50 HP left. We could have maybe attached a Slack Energy and used Tree Slam for the knockout, and then the opponent's just in a bad situation. I think it's 60 or 80. I can't remember exactly. But we're playing against CDA 35, 91, playing a Fire and a Water deck. So last one with the Trevenant. We are currently 2-0 with this deck, if I remember correctly. They're called a coin flip. I mean, we started Shaymin both times. We've started Shaymin and gone second. And that last game was what we wanted to see. And we won the coin. So the question is, can we get a turn one Trevenant or not with this deck? So on our turn, let's see what's going to happen. Alright, so we get Phantump, Trainers Mail. We're looking for an Ultra Ball, get out Shaymin or Wally. We do play 30 of those, remember. So they're going to select their starting Pokemon. And let's see what's going to happen when it comes down, okay? And, alright, so 6 prize cards come down, and there is a Flareon and an Intake. So another fire deck. So we'll Trainers Mail. Ooh, so no Wally owned the first turn. My opponent could potentially knock us out. So we'll put down a Psychic Energy, Bursting Balloon, and we will, I think we'll play an N. Discard our hand, draw 70 cards. Let's see what can we find. And there is another Phantump, which is great. I was a little bit scared. I'm not going to lie to you. Put down Phantump. And it'll pass on to our opponent's turn. Now, if our opponent decides to attack us, they'll get hit with the Burst Balloon to do 6 damage, and that could easily start racking up some damage on them. Alright, so let's see what do they decide to do. Do they attack us? They can, like, Fire G, Blacksmith, and take a knockout pretty easily, but they get smacked for 60, so that's the thing to notice. So the score starts coming down, they're going to discard a Fire G, draw 2 new cards, okay. So, Max Elixir, that they can play Energy Switch, okay. So Fire G going to that guy, okay. And a Flash Fire going to be the Fire G up to the active. And let's see what else it does. My opponent have. This is looking scary. It doesn't pass onto our turn. I am fine with this. So we get a Dimension Valley. We'll put that down. The only thing about this hand, though. Alright, so what we're going to do is I'm going to Burst Balloon the active. Wally into the bench. Okay. So Wally the bench, and then we'll Ascension the active. Yes, so we get double turn out the second turn. That's great. Okay, so I think it's a fine play. If they do knock us out, we can Super Rod shuffle in the Phantump, Trevenant, and Energy, and the Sycamore. So I guess it's not too bad. They do take a knockout. And if they do hit us, they take 6 damage, which is great as well. Alright, so a Nuvo coming down, okay. A Fire Energy the active, and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Lysandre to bring up the Trevenant without the Bursting Balloon, which is a really smart play. Scorched Earth coming down. And there's a Blaze Ball for the knockout, do 110 damage. Alright. So, Burst Balloon will get popped off. And to our turn, what happens? There's a Dimension Valley. Let's put down Dimension Valley. We will Super Rod, shuffle in 1, 2, and then. Okay, yeah, he knocks out the one without the energy. I was so confused for a second. And we'll Sycamore, discard our hand, draw 70 cards. Let's see. Alright, so we get a Phantump. Psychic Energy, Bursting Balloon, Trainers Mail. We will grab nothing. And we'll Shaymin set up for 4 new cards. We are looking for a Trevenant break. So that way he can not take a knockout this turn. And we do get plenty of Ultra Ball. So Ultra Ball, discard 1 and 2. And with this, we'll get a Trevenant break. Alright, so he cannot take a knockout next turn unless he gets like a Blacksmith and some other stuff. We'll put down Trevenant break. We'll put down Phantump, and I guess we'll go for a Tree Slam. That seems pretty cool. Yeah, we'll Tree Slam and do 20 to both those guys, so 60, 20, 20. And now he attacks us, we can knock out the Tree Slam. So on to 3 cards, unless he go for the attack or not. If he does, like I said, he does get knocked out the following turn with another Tree Slam. And it puts him in a weird situation. He needs a Blacksmith. He needs that Team Magma's camera, which lets him get a Fire G out of his discard pile and attach it to this guy, which you do see the camera come down. It has Burning Drive. Once during your turn before you attack, you may attach a Fire or Fighting Pokemon, Fire Energy card from your discard pile to this Pokemon, and then he can use it with Flash Fire to move it up to the active. But there we see a Blaze Ball, doing 110 damage, and that will get us a knockout this turn. Alright, so on our turn, we'll get a Psychic Energy. We'll put that on this guy, and I think I'm just going to Tree Slam for the knockout. 60, 20, 20. Okay, we'll go down to 4 prize cards. And things are looking great for us. There's a Trevenant break and a Team Flare Grunt. Alright, so here comes an Entei, and can he take a knockout? Well, if he gets a Blacksmith again, yeah, there is a Blacksmith coming down onto the field. And how much is it going to do? Let's see, This attack does 21 damage for each of your opponent's been Pokemon to 20, 40, 60, 80. Burning Drop and a Fire Energy. Alright, so we'll see a knockout this turn. So, Combat Blaze doing 80. Alright, so 80 damage. Then there'll be 60 next turn. So, I think what I'm going to do is Wally and VS Seeker for Wally to get a Trevenant out. Alright, yeah, that's fine. We'll VS Seeker for a Wally. We'll get out a Trevenant. Okay. And then we'll attach a Psychic Energy and go for Tree Slam. Yeah, that seems really good. So, Psychic Energy and Tree Slam for 60, 20, 20. Alright. So how much HP does this guy have left? He has 50 HP. If we top deck a Lysandre, we can Lysandre this guy and take a double knockout. Alright, so let's see what happens. This is Combat Blaze. 460 damage. Only 2 our turn. Do we top deck Lysandre or not? And there is, oh my goodness. So we'll Lysandre, bring up this guy, and we'll Tree Slam, taking both knockouts. So there we go. Tree Slam, do a 60 and 20, and win the game against this Fire deck. And there you go, guys. There is the Trevenant Break deck. You can see how strong it is. I mean, I don't think we got Trevenant out turn 1 either game. I could be wrong. Yeah, I don't think turn 1 got it turning out. Maybe I know first and second game we started with Shaymins, which were really bad, but we still came back. We still won it, and that's how strong this deck is. So if you're going to Worlds, if you're going to watch Worlds, I promise you'll see this deck there. It's a really good deck. It is really, really strong. But hopefully you enjoyed this video, guys. Thanks for watching. This one wasn't too long, but we saw pretty much everything we needed out of this deck. But thanks for watching, guys. Have a great Tuesday. And we'll see you tomorrow for another Worlds, Worlds testing. Day number 4. Yeah, tomorrow's Wednesday. Alright, bye. Alright, guys, I just want to give a quick shout out to our 3 sponsors, 60 Cards, Yeti Gaming, and the Pokemon Company International. Links to everything will be down below in the description. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Alrighty.